The vast emptiness of space near Saturn's rings suddenly came alive with bursts of light. The U.S. Nemesis, Earth's most advanced warship, dropped out of quantum space, its dark hull reflecting the distant sunlight. On the bridge, Captain Rachel Miller sat straight in her command chair, her experienced eyes scanning the holographic displays surrounding her station. "Status report," she ordered, her voice calm despite the tension filling the bridge. Lieutenant David Foster, her executive officer, quickly responded from his station. "All systems normal, Captain. Quantum drive cooling down as expected. Our emergence point is exactly where we planned." The Nemesis had been sent to Saturn after Earth's deep space sensors detected unusual activity in the area. After years of watching the stars, humanity had finally found proof they weren't alone. But first contact wasn't going as anyone had hoped. "Multiple contacts detected," called out the sensor officer. 7 large vessels just appeared from behind Titan. Energy signatures match nothing in our database. Rachel leaned forward, her fingers tightening on the armrests. The holographic display showed 7 arrow-shaped vessels, each one larger than the biggest ships Earth had ever built. "Except for the Nemesis. Open all frequencies," Rachel commanded. "Let's see if they want to talk." Before their communications officer could act, every screen on the bridge lit up with an alien face. The creature had gray-blue skin, 4 eyes arranged in a diamond pattern, and what looked like metal implants running along its jaw. "Primitive human vessel," the alien spoke in perfect English, its voice filled with contempt. "I am High Commander Zextal of the Zarkax Empire. Your species has been observed and found wanting. Surrender your vessel and accept your new status as a protectorate of the Empire." Rachel's face remained neutral, but her brown eyes hardened. The Nemesis wasn't humanity's most advanced ship by accident. For 50 years, Earth had watched and learned as 3 other alien species fell to the Zarkax Empire's expansion. They had prepared in secret, building a warship unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. "This is Captain Rachel Miller of the U.S. Nemesis," she replied calmly. "Earth is a sovereign world. We are not interested in becoming anyone's protectorate." A harsh laugh came from the alien commander. "Your primitive species has barely reached your own moon. You have no understanding of your place in the galaxy. We have conquered civilizations that were exploring space when your kind still lived in caves." David Foster moved closer to Rachel's chair and whispered, "They're powering up weapons, Captain. Energy readings are massive." Rachel nodded slightly. "Computer, combat status analysis." A calm female voice responded. "Zarkax vessel capabilities analyzed. Their weapons are based on plasma technology, Mark IV level. Shields are crystalline matrix design, Mark III level. Current threat assessment, moderate to low." The alien commander's 4 eyes widened at this exchange. "Your vessel? Our scans must be malfunctioning. How do you have quantum shielding? That's impossible for your level of development." Rachel allowed herself a small smile. "High Commander, I suggest you reconsider your position. Earth has no desire for conflict, but we are prepared to defend ourselves." "Arrogant humans," Zextal snarled. "You hide behind stolen technology you couldn't possibly understand. The Empire will not be denied. Your species will submit or be destroyed." The bridge crew of the Nemesis remained calm as the alien ships moved to surround them. They had trained for this moment for years. Every person on board knew their role perfectly. "All hands, battle stations," Rachel ordered. Soft blue lighting shifted to red throughout the ship. "Raise quantum shields. Power up defense grid. Keep weapons on standby." The alien ships grew closer, their weapons visibly charging with bright purple energy. On the screen, High Commander Zextal watched with smug confidence as his ships moved into attack position. "Last warning, humans. Surrender now." Rachel straightened in her chair. Earth had spent decades preparing for this moment. The Nemesis carried humanity's best technology, their finest crew, and most importantly, the unshakable human spirit of defiance against tyranny. "High Commander," she replied firmly, "I suggest you check your scans again. The Nemesis isn't just a ship. It's humanity's answer to bullies like you." The alien's face twisted with rage. "Then you choose extinction. Open fire." As the alien ships prepared to attack, Rachel Miller shared a knowing look with her crew. The real surprise wasn't that humanity had built the Nemesis. It was what the ship could do. The first battle between humanity and the Zarkax Empire was about to begin, and the aliens were about to learn a harsh lesson about underestimating Earth. The alien ship's scanners kept sweeping over the U.S. Nemesis, trying to make sense of what they were seeing. In the Zarkax command ship, High Commander Zextal stared at his readings in disbelief. "Impossible," he shouted, slamming his four-fingered hand on his control panel. "Scan it again." Meanwhile, on the Nemesis, Chief Engineer Marcus Cole watched the alien scans bounce harmlessly off their shields. He smiled as he checked the ship's systems at his engineering station. The aliens' confusion was exactly what Earth had hoped for. "Captain Miller," Marcus called out from his post, "they're trying to penetrate our outer hull with their scanners. Should I show them why that's a bad idea?" Rachel Miller nodded. "Give them a little taste, Chief. Let's see how they handle it." Marcus pressed a few buttons on his console. The Nemesis's outer hull shifted slightly, its special nanomaterial absorbing the scan beams and sending back false readings. It was like trying to see through a mirror that kept changing its reflection. On the main screen, High Commander Zextal's face showed growing frustration. "What trickery is this? No human ship should have quantum shielding. No human ship should have dark matter engines. Explain yourselves." Lieutenant David Foster couldn't help but grin. "They really don't get it, do they, Captain?" "No, they don't," Rachel replied. "And that's exactly why we're going to win." She turned to face the alien commander on the screen. "High Commander, while your empire was busy conquering weaker species, Earth was watching, learning, preparing." Marcus walked up to the bridge, his tablet showing the latest engine readings. "You see," he explained to the alien commander, "humans have something special. We don't just copy technology, we improve it. Your quantum drives, we made them better. Your shields, we rebuilt them from scratch." The alien commander's four eyes narrowed. "Lies. Your species is barely past using chemical rockets. That's what we wanted everyone to think," Marcus said with pride. "While you saw our old space stations and chemical rockets, we were building something new, something better." The Nemesis's engines hummed softly as Marcus adjusted their power output. The sound was barely noticeable, but it made the alien commander flinch. He recognized the deep tone of advanced quantum technology. Technology his people thought they had mastered. "Captain," Marcus reported, "the dark matter drive is running perfectly. We can outmaneuver their entire fleet if we need to." Rachel nodded, keeping her eyes on the alien commander. "You see, High Commander, humans are very good at learning from our mistakes. When we saw what happened to other worlds, we decided to skip a few steps in development. Why build normal ships when we could build something extraordinary?" Suddenly, one of the alien ships fired a scan beam so powerful it would have fried the computers of any normal vessel. But the Nemesis didn't even shudder. Instead, its hull absorbed the energy and used it to power up its own systems. "Thank you for the power boost," Marcus said cheerfully. "Our batteries are now at 110% capacity." The alien commander's face turned a darker shade of blue with anger. "This cannot be. Even if you somehow built quantum technology, our scans show systems we've never seen before. No species has ever combined dark matter drives with quantum shields." "Until now," Rachel corrected him. "Humans are also very good at thinking outside the box. When someone says something is impossible, we take it as a challenge." The Nemesis systems continued to confuse and frustrate the alien scanners. Every time they thought they understood one part of the ship, they discovered something new and unexpected. It was like trying to solve a puzzle that kept changing its shape. Final warning. High Commander Zextal growled. Surrender your ship for inspection, or we will destroy it and take its secrets from the wreckage. Rachel shared a knowing look with Marcus and David. The aliens still didn't understand what they were facing. The Nemesis wasn't just a warship. It was humanity's masterpiece, built with the combined knowledge of Earth's best scientists and engineers. You can try, Rachel replied calmly. But I should warn you, what you've seen so far, it's just the beginning. The Nemesis has a few more surprises in store. As the alien ships moved into attack formation, Marcus returned to his engineering station, his hands flying over the controls. The Nemesis hummed with power, ready to show the galaxy exactly what humans could do when pushed too far. The real demonstration of Earth's power was about to begin, and the Zarkax Empire was not ready for what came next. High Commander Zextal's patience had run out. Fire the warning shot, he ordered. A massive burst of purple energy shot from his flagship's main cannon, powerful enough to crack a small moon. On the Nemesis's bridge, Weapons Officer Amy Chen didn't even flinch. Incoming plasma burst. Captain, power level is cute. Shields holding, Captain Rachel Miller asked calmly. They're not even straining, Amy replied with a small smile. The aliens' weapons are strong, but our shields are turning the energy into power for our systems, just like we designed them to. The alien commander stared in shock as his powerful blast simply disappeared into the Nemesis's shields. Where there should have been destruction, there wasn't even a scratch. Impossible, Zextal shouted. No shield can absorb that much power. Would you like to see what real power looks like? Rachel asked. She nodded to Amy. Show them our point defense system. Training mode only. Amy's fingers danced across her weapons console. Hundreds of small ports opened along the Nemesis's hull. Each one contained a tiny but powerful defense turret. Point defense grid active, Amy announced, targeting their scanning beams and minor weapon systems. Non-lethal demonstration ready. Rachel leaned forward in her chair. Fire. In an instant, the space around the Nemesis lit up with precise, rapid-fire bursts of energy. Each shot found its mark perfectly, disabling the alien scanning equipment and smaller weapons. The attack lasted only 3 seconds, but in that time, the Nemesis had fired over 1,000 shots without missing once. Lieutenant David Foster checked his readings. All targets hit with exactly the power needed. No excess energy wasted. The AI targeting system worked perfectly. The alien ships quickly backed away, their commanders suddenly unsure. They had never seen such precise shooting. Even their best gunners couldn't match this level of accuracy. That was just our defense grid, Rachel explained to the stunned alien commander. Would you like to see what our actual weapons can do? Before Zextal could respond, one of his ships fired again, this time with all its weapons. The space between the ships filled with deadly plasma bolts. Multiple incoming, Amy reported calmly. Permission to show them what happens when they don't take a hint. Rachel nodded. Granted, but remember, we're teaching them a lesson, not starting a war. Amy's hands moved quickly over her console. The defense grid activated again. But this time it did something the aliens had never seen before. Each point defense turret fired at the incoming plasma bolts, breaking them apart in space. It looked like a beautiful but deadly light show. How? Zextal demanded. How are your gunners so accurate? Amy laughed softly. Gunners. Our AI handles the point defense system. Human reflexes are good, but for this kind of work, we let computers do the math. They're much faster. The alien commander's face showed a mix of fear and anger. His mighty fleet's weapons had been stopped by what the humans called a mere defense system. Captain, Marcus Cole called from engineering. Their weapons actually helped us. The shields converted all that plasma energy. Our power cells are overflowing. Rachel stood up from her chair and walked closer to the main screen. High Commander, I'm going to be clear. Every shot you fire makes us stronger. Every scan you make teaches us more about your technology. You cannot win this fight. You lie, Zextal snarled. No species can build such defenses. No ship can be this powerful. Human engineering, Rachel replied simply. We took basic concepts and pushed them further than anyone thought possible. While you were busy conquering peaceful worlds, we were preparing to make sure Earth would never face the same fate. The alien ships regrouped, their commanders clearly discussing what to do next. They had expected an easy victory over a primitive species. Instead, they found themselves facing something they didn't understand. Final warning, Rachel announced. Retreat now, and we can talk about peaceful relations between our species. Continue this attack, and we'll be forced to show you what the Nemesis can really do. Amy kept her hands ready at the weapons station, the point defense grid humming with power. The whole crew waited to see what the aliens would choose, wisdom or war. You forget your place, humans, Sextal growled. The Empire does not retreat. All ships, prepare main weapons. We will destroy this human vessel if it's the last thing we do. Rachel sighed and returned to her chair. Very well. Amy, power up the main weapons. Let's show them why humanity hasn't lost a war in over 100 years. The real battle was about to begin, and the aliens were about to learn why you should never push humans too far. Captain Rachel Miller watched as the 7 alien ships moved to surround the Nemesis. They thought they had the advantage in numbers. They were wrong. Time to show them what this ship can really do, she said. Marcus, give me full power to engines. David, prepare evasive pattern delta. The Nemesis's dark matter engines hummed to life. The sound was deep and powerful, unlike anything the aliens had ever heard before. Ready, Captain, Marcus called from engineering. The engines are purring like a happy cat. Lieutenant David Foster's hands moved across his controls. Evasive pattern delta loaded. The AI combat system is ready to help with timing. Rachel smiled. Begin. What happened next shocked the alien fleet. The Nemesis, despite its large size, moved like a dancer. It spun, twisted, and rolled between the alien ships so fast that their targeting systems couldn't keep up. 1 second it was in front of them. The next it was behind them. Impossible. High Commander Zextal shouted. No ship that size can move like that. The laws of physics disagree, Rachel replied calmly. Dr. Brian Walsh, explain to our alien friends why they're wrong. Dr. Walsh, who had designed the ship's AI system, spoke from his station. It's quite simple, really. Our dark matter drive doesn't just push the ship, it bends space slightly around us. We're not just moving through space, we're moving with it. The alien ships fired their weapons, but they couldn't hit the Nemesis. Each shot missed by miles as the human ship danced between them. It was like trying to catch smoke with your hands. Their targeting systems are getting confused, David reported with a grin. The AI says they're still using basic prediction algorithms. They can't understand our movement patterns. Rachel nodded. Dr. Walsh, show them what real AI targeting looks like. Gladly, Brian replied. He typed quickly on his keyboard, releasing Combat AI version 2.0. Now we're not just avoiding their shots, we're learning from them. The Nemesis's movement became even more impressive. Now it wasn't just dodging. It was predicting where the aliens would shoot and moving away before they even fired. How? One of the alien captains demanded. How are you predicting our attacks? Machine learning, Brian explained proudly. Our eye watches how you fight. Every shot you fire teaches it more about your tactics. Right now, it's predicting your moves about 3 seconds before you make them. The alien ships tried to adjust their tactics, but it didn't help. The Nemesis seemed to know what they would do before they did it. Their mighty fleet, which had conquered dozens of worlds, was being made to look slow and clumsy by a single human ship. Captain, Marcus called out, the engines are loving this. All that extra power from their weapons. We're using it to boost our speed even more. Rachel stood up again, watching as her ship outmaneuvered the entire alien fleet. You see, High Commander, this is why you shouldn't underestimate humans. We don't just build powerful ships. We build smart ones. The Nemesis spun between two alien ships, causing them to almost crash into each other. The alien commanders were getting angry and frustrated, making mistakes. Their formation is breaking up, David reported. The AI says they're starting to panic. Of course they are, Rachel said. They've never faced an enemy they couldn't hit before. Dr. Walsh, show them the next surprise. Brian pressed a button, and suddenly the Nemesis seemed to flicker. 1 second it was there, the next it wasn't quite there, then it was back again. What sorcery is this? Zextal demanded. Not sorcery, science, Brian replied. We're partially phasing in and out of normal space. You can't hit what isn't fully there. The alien fleet's attacks became desperate. They fired wildly, hoping to hit the Nemesis by luck. But the human ship was always one step ahead, its AI system predicting and countering every move they made. I think they've had enough of this lesson, Rachel said. Time to show them that we're not just good at dodging. Amy, power up the main weapon. Let's show them why they call this ship the Nemesis. The ship's movement slowed as it took position above the alien fleet. A soft, high-pitched whine filled the air as something much more powerful than point defense turrets began to charge. High Commander Zextal's 4 eyes widened as his sensors detected the energy building up in the human ship. For the first time in his long career, he felt real fear. The tables had turned, and now it was humanity's turn to show the galaxy what real power looked like. The bridge of the U.S. Nemesis fell silent as Science Officer Kevin Martinez walked to his station. His hands moved carefully over the controls as he prepared the ship's main weapon. Quantum lance charging, Kevin announced. Power levels at 30% and rising. High Commander Zextal watched on the main screen as strange blue-white energy began to gather at the front of the human ship. His sensors were showing readings that made no sense. What is this weapon? The alien commander demanded, trying to hide his fear. What are you doing? Kevin smiled as he continued his work. Something your scientists said was impossible. We weaponized dark matter. The alien commander's 4 eyes widened in shock. Lies. Dark matter cannot be controlled like that. It cannot be weaponized. Can't it? Kevin asked calmly. Watch closely, Commander. This is a science lesson you won't forget. The front of the Nemesis began to glow with an eerie light. It wasn't like the bright purple of alien plasma weapons. This light seemed to bend the space around it, making stars look twisted. Power at 60%, Kevin reported. Dark matter stream is stable. Quantum containment field holding perfectly. Captain Rachel Miller turned to the alien commander. Last chance to retreat, High Commander. What you're about to see has never been used in actual combat before. You bluff. Zextal snarled. All ships, prepare to fire everything. We will not be frightened by light shows. Rachel shook her head sadly. Kevin, please explain to our alien friends what they're about to experience. Gladly, Kevin said. You see, dark matter is everywhere in space, but it doesn't interact with normal matter much. We figured out how to change that. The quantum lance gathers dark matter, energizes it, and turns it into a weapon. The glow at the front of the Nemesis grew stronger. Space itself seemed to bend around the ship. 80% power, Kevin announced. Targeting solutions ready. But why is this so special? Rachel asked the alien commander. Because dark matter passes through normal shields like they're not even there. Your defenses are useless against it. For the first time, real fear showed on Zextal's face. His mighty fleet had never encountered a weapon they couldn't defend against. 90% power, Kevin called out. Ready to fire on your command, Captain. Rachel stood up. One last time, High Commander, order your fleet to stand down. Instead of answering, the alien commander ordered his ships to fire. 7 powerful energy beams shot toward the Nemesis. Their choice is made, Rachel said calmly. Kevin, demonstrate the quantum lance. Target their weapons only. Yes, Captain. Quantum lance firing in 3, 2, 1. The front of the Nemesis erupted with blue-white energy. The beam looked almost liquid, like flowing mercury made of light. It split into 3 smaller beams, each one aimed perfectly. The alien fleet didn't even have time to react. The beams passed through their shields like they weren't there. Where they touched the ship's weapons, metal simply ceased to exist. 3 of the alien cruisers suddenly found themselves without any weapons at all. Direct hits, Kevin reported. Minimal collateral damage. Their weapons are completely gone, but their ships are intact. The alien commanders stared in horror at their ruined weapons. Nothing was left. No debris, no explosion. Just smooth hull where powerful guns had been moments before. How? Zextal whispered. What did you do to our ships? The dark matter beam broke down the molecular bonds in your weapons, Kevin explained. They didn't explode or melt. They simply fell apart at the atomic level, clean, precise, and completely unstoppable. And that, Rachel added, was at less than half power. Would you like to see what the quantum lance can do when we really try? The remaining armed alien ships quickly backed away from their disabled companions. Fear had replaced their earlier arrogance. Impossible, Zextal muttered. No species should have this power. You're too young, too primitive. No, Rachel corrected him. We're human. And humans have a special talent for doing the impossible. Kevin's console beeped. Quantum lance recharged, Captain. Ready for another demonstration if needed. The alien fleet hung in space, their mighty warships suddenly looking much less impressive. They had come expecting to find primitive humans in a basic spaceship. Instead, they found themselves facing something that changed everything they thought they knew about warfare. And the Nemesis wasn't done teaching them lessons about human ingenuity. Communications officer Laura Wilson sat at her station on the Nemesis bridge, a small smile on her face. While everyone else had been focused on the battle, she had been very busy with her own kind of warfare. Captain, Laura called out, all alien frequencies are open. And not just the Zarkax fleet. Every alien ship within 50 light-years is watching us right now. Captain Rachel Miller nodded. Good work, Laura. Let's make sure they all get a good show. Send them the battle footage. Already doing it, Laura replied. I've been broadcasting everything since their first shot. The quantum lance demonstration is getting a lot of attention. On the main screen, High Commander Zextal's face had turned pale blue, a sign of fear in his species. You planned this. Of course we did, Laura explained cheerfully. The Zarkax Empire likes to bully smaller species by showing off their power. We decided to use your own trick against you. Across the galaxy, alien ships were receiving clear videos of the battle. They watched as the mighty Zarkax fleet failed to harm the human ship. They saw the Nemesis dance through space like it was playing a game. And most importantly, they witnessed the unstoppable quantum lance erase alien weapons from existence. Message incoming, Laura announced. The Proxima Alliance is asking for direct communication. So are the Centauri Federation and the Orion League. Rachel smiled. Those were 3 of the largest alien groups that had been forced to support the Zarkax Empire. Put them through on split screen. The main display divided into 4 parts, showing Zextal and the leaders of 3 other alien alliances. The new aliens looked at the humans with great interest. Greetings, Rachel said to them. I hope you're enjoying the demonstration. Most impressive, the Proxima leader said. We had no idea humans were so capable. Indeed, added the Centauri representative. Perhaps it is time to reconsider our diplomatic positions. Laura's console kept beeping with new messages. More communications coming in, Captain. Looks like every species that's been pushed around by the Empire wants to talk. High Commander Zextal's face showed rage and fear. You cannot do this. The Empire's power has been broken, Rachel interrupted. Laura, show them the closing act. Laura pressed a few buttons, and new data appeared on every alien screen. It showed detailed scans of the Nemesis, but with many parts blurred or hidden. What you're seeing is proof that we could have built a whole fleet of ships like the Nemesis, Laura explained. We chose to build just one. Think about what that means. The message was clear. Humans had the power to build more ships like this, but chose not to. They weren't interested in conquest. They just wanted to be left alone. Captain, Laura reported, the Orion League is officially withdrawing from their alliance with the Zarkax Empire. The Proxima Alliance and Centauri Federation are doing the same. Zextal watched helplessly as his empire's power crumbled. In just one battle, humans had done what no other species had managed in centuries. They had broken the Empire's grip on the galaxy. This isn't over, the alien commander growled. The Empire will not forget this insult. No, it won't, Rachel agreed. Just like we didn't forget what you did to other peaceful worlds. Laura, send the final message. Laura nodded and transmitted one last data packet. On every alien screen, a map appeared showing hundreds of quantum sensors hidden throughout Earth's solar system. We've been watching you for decades, Laura explained. We know every ship you have, every weapon you've built. And now everyone knows what happens when you threaten Earth. The other alien leaders were already discussing new alliances, with Earth, not the Empire. In one brief battle, the balance of power in the galaxy had shifted completely. Your choice is simple, Rachel told the alien commander. Leave Earth's space now and accept that we're not your subjects, or stay and find out what else the Nemesis can do. Sextal's face showed defeat. His mighty fleet had been humbled not just by Earth's technology, but by their clever planning. The humans hadn't just won a battle. They had changed the entire galaxy's power structure in less than an hour. And they did it without destroying a single alien ship. The age of Zarkax dominance was over. The time of humanity had begun. The U.S. Nemesis hung in space near Saturn, its dark hull reflecting the distant sunlight. Behind it, the once mighty Zarkax fleet slowly retreated, their weapons destroyed and their pride shattered. They're leaving the solar system, Captain, Lieutenant David Foster reported. All 7 ships are using standard drives. No signs of hostile intent. Captain Rachel Miller watched them go with a mix of relief and satisfaction. Laura, are the other alien representatives still waiting? Yes, Captain. Communications Officer Laura Wilson replied. 23 different species want to open diplomatic talks with Earth. The Proxima Alliance is offering immediate trade agreements. The bridge crew shared proud looks. In just one battle, they had changed everything. The Nemesis hadn't just defended Earth. It had shown the galaxy that humans were a force to be respected. Message from Earth Command, Laura announced. They're celebrating, Captain. The video of our battle is being shown in every city. People are dancing in the streets. Marcus Cole laughed from his engineering station. Wait until they hear about all the other surprises we built into this ship. Speaking of surprises, Kevin Martinez added from the science station. The aliens still can't figure out how the quantum lance works. Their scientists are going crazy trying to understand it. Rachel smiled. Let them try. Sometimes the fear of a weapon is more powerful than the weapon itself. On the main screen, images showed the Zarkax Empire falling apart. Without their military strength to bully others, their conquered worlds were declaring independence. Centuries of oppression were ending because one human ship showed that the Empire wasn't invincible. Captain, Amy Chen called from Weapons Control. The Centauri Federation is asking about our defense technology. They want to know if we'll share some of our shield designs. And the Orion League wants to know about our AI systems, Brian Walsh added. They're offering to trade their faster-than-light communication technology. Rachel stood up and looked at her crew. Each of them had played a crucial part in this historic day. Send them all the same message. Earth is open to peaceful trade and diplomatic relations, but we keep our military technology to ourselves. Smart move, David commented. Keep them friendly but careful. Laura's console beeped again. Captain, you need to see this. the smaller species that were under Zarkak's control. They're calling us the Defenders. The Defenders? Rachel asked. Yes, they're saying that Earth is the first powerful species to use its strength to protect others instead of conquering them. The Nemesis is being called the Shield of the Weak. The crew fell silent, understanding the weight of this moment. They had set out to protect Earth, but they had ended up protecting dozens of other worlds too. Report from the quantum sensors, Kevin announced. The Zarkak's fleet has left our solar system. They're heading straight back to their home world, and their ships are broadcasting a warning to their own people. They're telling them not to threaten Earth again, because they know what will happen if they do, Amy added with a grin. Rachel sat back in her command chair. Status report, everyone. How's our ship after its first real battle? Engineering is perfect, Marcus reported proudly. The dark matter drive is running better than ever. Those alien weapons actually helped calibrate our systems. Quantum Lance is fully charged and ready, Kevin added. Though I don't think we'll need it again soon. Point defense grid is at 100%, Amy said, and our shields are actually stronger now, thanks to all that energy they fed us. AA systems have learned a lot, Brian reported. Next time, we'll be even better at predicting their moves. And diplomatic channels are wide open, Laura finished. We've got more friends than we know what to do with. Rachel nodded, proud of her crew and her ship. Send a message to Earth Command. Tell them the Nemesis is ready to serve as humanity's guardian for as long as needed. As the message was sent, the crew watched their sensors show more and more alien ships approaching Earth, not with weapons, but with offers of friendship and trade. The galaxy was changing, and humanity had sparked that change. You know what the best part is? David asked. We did it without destroying anyone. We showed them a better way. Rachel smiled. The Nemesis had lived up to its name. It had become the nemesis of bullies and tyrants, but it had done so by protecting life, not taking it. In the space around them, the stars seemed to shine a little brighter. The age of fear was over. The age of hope had begun. And it all started because humans did what they do best. They proved the impossible was possible.